Hi, Mark Gelfo. It's Wednesday of Greenbuild, and I just came out of a really great session on Lighting Insider's view to LEED version 4. Well, I thought it was a really great session, but I'm a lighting nerd and trying to learn get as much information about LEED version 4 um, as I can here at Greenbuild. So, specifically focused on lighting. First, I started talking a little bit about energy. Obviously, LEED version 4, the biggest thing energy-wise is it adopts the newest version of ASHRAE 90.1 2010, which lowers almost across the board the lighting power densities that are allowed for projects, somewhere between 12 to 15% reduction in LPDs, so that to get below baseline, we're going to have to do some different things and be a little more stringent on our requirements than in previous projects through things that I've been saying for quite a while: right sizing the lighting, set your lighting power density goals and then sticking to them, picking efficient fixtures and luminaires with high efficacy. They made the point specifically that linear fluorescence and LEDs are going to be what you're going to need to specify. Compact fluorescents certainly have their place, but nothing beats efficacy than LEDs and some of the linear fluorescence, using task ambient approaches and intuitive, easy-to-use lighting controls. That's how we're going to save energy. So relative to LEED version 4 credits, they talked about the new daylighting credits, to talk about improving glare control and the different options to meet the daylighting credits in LEED version 4. The prescriptive path is no more. Now there's two different daylighting simulation modeling options. The first one uses a combination of annual sunlight exposure, which is really a glare control measure, and spatial daylighting autonomy, which measures how much usable light you're really getting into the space. That's really the best option to use. And then, of course, besides the two modeling options, you can do measurement, go out in the space after it's built and measure how much daylighting you get. There's new interior lighting credit, which really has two pieces. The first piece is lighting control, which is very similar to the previous controllability of systems credits that we're familiar with in LEED 2009. The only difference there is now there's a mid-level lighting requirement. So for an office to meet the control requirement, it needs to have a kind of a middle type of level, not just on-off. The other part of the interior lighting credit then is lighting quality, and without getting into too much details, there's basically 8 strategies that prescriptive strategies, and you have to pick 4 of them to meet the lighting quality credit. And then a lot of time talking about the famous light pollution reduction credit, formerly SS credit 8, it'll now be SS credit 6. The credit has gotten a lot simpler, a lot easier. A lot of the complaints before were that you could do a good environmentally friendly lighting design, and through some quirk of the requirements of the credit, not get that point, and it was a lot of effort looking at both interior and detailed lighting calculations to meet the credit. So no more interior lighting requirements for the light pollution reduction credit. There still is the measurement where you can do the calculations and measure your light levels at the boundary, but the boundary has changed. So rather than it having to be the LEED boundary, we can define the lighting boundary to be the property line with some minor modifications that are actually help you a little less restrictive. So the lighting boundary is not the LEED boundary. They're two different things now. And then, of course, there is the prescriptive method of the bug calculations: backlighting, uplighting, and glare. And that basically is, for each fixture, each site lighting fixture, they have B, U, and G ratings, and depending on what lighting zone you're in, the fixture has to have a certain B, U, and G ratings, and be less than that. And then the way to the lighting zones have been redefined so that they're a lot clearer, and not clarified and simplified. So there's not going to be as much question as to what lighting zone you're in. So overall, that is going to get a lot easier. So a lot of good lighting stuff, and on to the next session.